Your mind is getting clearer. You wonder how long you've been asleep. You feel someone's presence beside you.
You're awake. How do you feel?
Where am I?
Thank goodness you finally came to. How much sleep do you need? It's been a whole week. I was so worried about you. Oh yeah, this is Tatsumi Memorial Hospital. It's just a short walk from the station. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong with you. He said you were just exhausted. But you kept sleeping and sleeping. You know how worried I was?
I'm sorry to make you worry so much, Yukari, but thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. Even though I was supposed to protect you, But your power... It was amazing.
What were those things?
You mean the shadows? They're what we're fighting against. And the power you used, we call it persona. We'll explain everything later. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I wanted to tell you that I'm sort of like you.
What do you mean?
My dad died in an accident when I was little. My mom and I aren't exactly on good terms. You're all alone too, right? To be honest, I already know about your past. But it didn't seem fair, so I wanted you to know about mine. It was back in '99. There was a big explosion in the area. Supposedly, my dad died in the blast. But nobody really knows what happened. He was working in a lab run by the Kirijo group. So, I'm hoping that if I stick around long enough, I'll find out something. That's why I'm going to Gekkoukan High, and why I was there when this happened to you. Of course, I panicked and wasn't much help. It was my first time fighting them too. I'm sorry. You wouldn't have to go through all this if I wasn't such a coward.
No, I think it's too much to expect of anyone to immediately be able to rise to the call of action. You did your best and you tried. I think you were very brave. And also, while we're here, thank you so very much for sharing your own past too. I know it's not easy. So yeah, it's not your fault.
Thanks. But still, here I am telling you all this the minute you wake up. While I was waiting, I thought to myself, I've been hiding so many things from him. As soon as he wakes up, I'll tell him the truth. So, thanks for listening. I've been wanting to share that story with someone for a long time.
Well,
all right, I'm gonna get going.
Well, I'm glad it was me. Thank you again, Yukari.
I'll let the others know you woke up. Take it easy, okay? Be a good patient.
I'm breaking out right now.
And don't hesitate to call the nurse. I'm sure she'll take good care of you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day. Morning. You seem to be doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm alright. That's good. Hey, sorry to hit you with this first thing in the morning, but Ikutsuki-san wants to talk to you today. Come to the 4th floor of the dorm after school, okay? Don't forget. Alright, Ikutsuki-san on the 4th floor of the dorm. Noted. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. That's enough about mammoths. I just don't see the big deal. They're just huge elephants. And that wraps it up for the Stone Age. I'm tired of lessons about stones. I'd rather talk about the Sengoku era. Japanese history is not that exciting until then. I'm sure many people would agree. Because the Sengoku era is the one most people talk about. It's the one with the most pop culture surrounding it. A lot of video games. I have a few of them. Samurai Warriors especially is a series I enjoy a lot. But listen, all history? Yes, history. All history has its place. It's all interesting depending on the perspective you look at it. It's like, come on, Mr. Ono. Chin up and do your job. And talk about history proper. Though I'm paid to do this, so I've gotta. It's tough being an adult. Next is the Jomon period. When do the samurai get their day in the sun? I'll just ask a question at random and call it a day. Hey, Junpei. What was the style of houses in the Jomon period called?
How am I supposed to know about something way back then? Quick, Akira, what the heck is he talking about?
He would be talking about mud huts, I believe. That's correct. Mud huts were built by digging a hole in the ground and supporting the roof. It's no use. I can't get interested. I want to get to the age of katanas. Everything else is so dull.
Hey, I answered right and I don't get any credit? Oh well, thanks, Akira.
You hear classmates whispering.
Akira told Junpei the answer. He's really smart.
You become slightly more popular. Your charm has increased. Me smart. Me know things. It seems you'll be discussing something important at the dorms today. You decided to go home early. There's a cat. There's a cat on the bench. Let me talk to the cat. It's also interesting watching these walkarounds, having played the game before, and I've 100%ed this game before, so it's interesting just seeing the things you notice that you don't really pick up as much on the first time around. Like, just like the characters and everything. Like, there's characters that, like, would have just skipped my mind, like, did skip my eye the first time I played, but now that I know who they are, it's like, oh, we get to see you as early as this, huh? It's interesting. The shopping mall is filled with people coming and going. As they do in shopping malls. There's no one in the lounge. You were told to go to the 4th floor. And thus I shall, but let's check the TV. And all the tourist families have had a wonderful spring. The attraction will continue in operation until May 5th. The building is shaking. There seems to have just been an earthquake. I repeat, there has just been an earthquake. We have no further information at this time, but we urge our viewers to be watchful for tsunamis. I repeat, there has just been an earthquake. We have no further information at this time. Please continue checking the weather warnings for possible tsunami updates. Alright, I'll do that. Right, we want to go to the 4th floor, so let's go! Oh, there you are.
Ah, there you are. I'm glad that you're okay. The reason I asked you here is because I needed to talk to you. Please, have a seat. Oh, before that, I believe I mentioned him earlier, but this is Akihiko.
How you doing?
Doing all right.
Let me start off by asking you this. Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
So, here's something that I just kind of wanted to briefly, like, glance over, is that one thing, like when I watched the movies for Persona 3, and I enjoyed those movies a lot, one thing I did notice is that in this scene, when asked this question in the movies, Makoto Yuki, he says yes here. But in the game, you're not given the option to say that. And like it makes sense from like an exposition standpoint. You're forced to say no so the game can explain the setting a little bit more, what's going on, what you're be doing. But I do like in that how in the movie that that Makoto says yes, because like that just makes sense. Like he clearly experiences the dark hour. You experienced it at the beginning of the game, so like it's clearly something he's been experiencing for a long time, and he's even unfazed at it. So it makes much more sense that he'd be like, yeah, no, I get it. I know what you're talking about. But for now, we'll just go, excuse me?
I'm not surprised by your reaction. However, you've already experienced this truth firsthand. Do you remember the night you came here? You had to have noticed the signs. The streetlights went out, nothing was working, there were coffins everywhere. Didn't it feel like you were in a different time? That's the dark hour, a time period hidden between one day and the next.
Hidden?
I guess it's more like something people aren't aware of. But the dark hour does exist. It occurs each night at midnight. It'll happen tonight and every night to come.
Normal people don't realize it, since they're all sleeping inside their coffins. But that's not what makes the dark hour so interesting. You saw those creatures. We call them shadows. They only appear during the dark hour and attack anyone not in a coffin. It's our job to defeat them. Sounds exciting, huh?
Akihiko, why are you always like that? You just got hurt the other day.
Now. He does his work well. Long story short, we're the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, SEAS for short. On paper, we're classified as a school club, but in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the shadows. Mitsuru is the leader. I'm the club advisor.
A shadow feeds on the mind of its prey. The victim becomes a living corpse. They're responsible for most of the incidents on the news, if not all of them.
How do you fight them?
Although rare, there are those who can function during the dark hour. Some may even awaken to a power that enables them to fight the shadows. That's Persona, the power you used the other night. The shadows can only be defeated by Persona users, which means it's all up to you guys.
So?
What he's trying to say is, we want you to join us. We've prepared an evoker for you. We'd like you to lend us your strength.
Well, alright, I'm in.
I was afraid you'd say no.
Got no reason to say no.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. Oh, I almost forgot. About your room assignment. Why don't you just stay here, in your current room? I don't know what the holdup is, but I guess it worked out in the end.
Hold up. Wasn't that...
Don't worry about it, Yukari.
Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter anymore.
A mysterious voice rings in your head. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Fool Arcana. You have established a new social link. You feel your inner strength growing. You recall what Igor said about the power of social links.
Hi, how are you?
Hi! You're that boy that had us sign a contract. How'd you get in here?
I'm always with you. Soon, the end will come. I remembered, so I thought I should tell you.
The end?
The end of everything.
I don't care. What an option. Some creepy kid shows up in your room. The end will come. I don't care. Goes back to sleep.
But to be honest, I don't really know what it is.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, looks like you've awakened to your power. And an unusual power it is. A power that takes many forms, yet is bound by none. It may prove to be your salvation, depending on where you end up. Do you remember when we first met? I expect you to honor your commitment. I'll be watching you, even if you forget about me. Okay then. See you later.
The boy has disappeared. You hear something. It sounds like someone is calling your name from downstairs.
Hey, it's me. Can you come down here?
Sure. What's up?
Okay, he's here now, so what's this all about?
There's someone I want to introduce. Hey, hurry up.
Hold your horses. This is freaking heavy.
Junpei? Why is he here? Wait, don't tell me.
This is Junpei Iori from Class 2F. He'll be staying here as of today.
What's up?
He's staying here? You've got to be kidding me.
I bumped into him the other night. He has the potential, but he just awakened to it recently. I told him about us, and he agreed to help.
You have the potential? For real?
For real?
He found me crying like a baby at the convenience store, surrounded by a bunch of coffins. I don't remember much, but man, that's embarrassing. He said that's, completely normal in the beginning. Like being confused and not remembering anything. Did you guys know that?
It didn't happen to me.
Big deal. It happens to everyone else. But man, I was shocked to find out about you guys. I had no idea. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It could get kind of lonely, you know? I'll bet you're stoked too, right? Having me join?
Sure.
Huh? Yeah.
Well, enough with the introductions. I think we're about ready.
Oh, we're gonna go do something? Sweetness!
With this many people, we can start exploring that place.
You mean Tartarus?
Tartarus? What's that? Sounds like toothpaste.
I just got why he said tartar. Yeah, tartar. Alright, yeah, you know what? You win this one, Junpei, I guess. I understand. Not even gonna let him move in, though, like unpack his stuff. We're just, nope, going straight to tartar.
We believe we can find the reason for the dark hour there.
I hope so.
The chairman will give us the details tomorrow night, so be ready.
Okay, so he does get a chance to unpack. Good. I'm like, this is a bit sudden, is it not? You overhear a conversation. Good morning. I'm always so drowsy on Monday mornings. Yeah, me too. The only thing you can do is to sleep through first period. Oh, wait. Tomorrow is when we have morning assembly. I'm too lazy for that. I'll just pretend I didn't hear. The first bell has rung.
Thought I was gonna fall asleep in there.
Can I have a minute? Come to the lounge when you get back to the dorm. I have something to tell everyone.
Oh, are we having that talk?
I'll save the details for later. See you there.
Yep, see you there.
Wow, she didn't waste any time leaving.
She's probably busy with things like student council, unlike us.
Ooh, Yucatan. Do I sense some hostility?
Well, it's not that I don't like her. She's just...
She's just... You were told to come back early today. You decided to go home early with Junpei. Ooh, takoyaki. Forgot about wild duck burger. Quack. You walked home with Junpei, talking and laughing at each other's inappropriate jokes.
Okay, everybody's here. I'd like your undivided attention. For a long time, Mitsuru and Akihiko were the only persona users we had. But that number recently jumped to 5. Therefore, starting tonight at 12 a.m., I'd like to commence the exploration of Tartarus.
Sorry, I asked this yesterday, but what's this Tartarus thing again?
You haven't seen it, Junpei?
It's no surprise, since it only appears during the dark hour.
The Dark Hour?
Just like the shadows. Interesting, huh? And it's the perfect place for us to train. You can think of it as a shadow nest.
Whoa. Their nest, huh?
But, Senpai, what about your injury?
Since Akihiko hasn't fully recovered yet, he'll only come as far as the entrance.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm sure he won't complain, as long as you don't go too far in. Since we're dealing with shadows, Tartarus isn't something we can avoid.
Relax, I've got your backs.
I'm not so sure about this.
What about you, Mr. Chairman?
I'll stay here. As you know, I can't summon a persona.
Really? Interesting. Wonder why not.
This is it? This is the place? Why here?
Just wait a few minutes. It's almost midnight.
This is Tartarus, the labyrinth that reveals itself during the dark hour.
Labyrinth? What are you talking about? What happened to our school?
Once the dark hour passes, everything returns to normal.
This is the nest you were talking about? But why? Why'd our school turn into a giant tower? You don't know either?
No.
I'm sure it's complicated. Who cares anyway? It's not like it would change our minds about fighting.
Well, maybe now we'll find out. Mitsuru and I have only gone in to take a peek. This'll be our first time exploring it. Exciting, isn't it? There has to be some sort of clue in here about the dark hour.
Akihiko, I respect your enthusiasm, but you won't be accompanying us today.
I know, you don't have to remind me.
Akihiko wants to fight.